back in our kitchen. This video we're really hoping to be able to get the more major renovation stuff done. So that's going to be tiling, finishing the trim around the island, adding the shelves over here. Go back and check out the first video on our kitchen to see how we got here. But otherwise, let's get straight into it because there's a lot to do. I think we're going to start off by trying to finish the trim around the island because we have all the stuff for it. I just haven't been brave enough to do it yet. We went to B&Q and we found this fairly thick trim that has that kind of profile that we think will just finish off the bottom of the island nicely. This is obviously in wood colour. So while we were there, we took an offcut of the cupboard colour and got them to colour match some furniture paint that we will hopefully paint these and it will blend in all seamlessly, smoothly. It's something we don't really want to notice, but it's just a finishing touch that if you do look at the floor, you can see it's finished nicely. Because we are not professional floor people. We are not professionals at floor laying, so there are a few gaps around the side, which was unavoidable around the island especially. So we pretty much have all of the island, and there's a few bits either side of the fridge that you can just see if you look there. Not that I think anybody ever will look behind our fridge. It would just be good to try and finish that off nicely too. But first up, I have to cut this trim to size, and that includes mitered corners. And if you watched our bathroom video, or if you follow us on TikTok, you'll know how much I hate mitered corners. But we were in Aldi the other day, and the Aldi gods have heard my cries. And sitting there in the middle aisle was a proper miter box with a saw, which has the correct 45-degree angles. So hopefully this will make it a lot easier. That works. You know what? I'm happy. I know how a miter box should work. I've just never had the correct kind of miter box. So this should now be fairly straightforward. I know what I'm doing. Let's just do it. It's very tricky to get it accurate. I wish I had one of those pulley down, just shoot, done. It's not bad, but it's also not perfect. Because of the saw, it takes off the top sections. I think I'm going to look how much I can't remember what they're called. The electric saws that you can set to the right angle and you just pull it down and it cuts it perfectly. I'm going to look how much one of those is. Because we will probably need it for other things as well, like all the skirting in the entire house hasn't been done. And just, I think it would be a good investment. So either cut to me going to buy one of those and using it, or back to hand sawing. It was £65 and that is worth every penny if it saves me cutting these things by hand. So let me set this up and then we will whiz through the rest of this trim. I've always wanted one of these. Yep, an electric miter saw is my new favourite tool ever. That was so much quicker and easier and neater than I could have ever imagined, so I'm very happy with that. Next I'm going to mark them all at the back of where each of them go, probably numbered 1 to however many there are. And then I'll use the same colour green paint that we got custom mixed to paint them. I'm recording this too, so I know which order I did it in. Starting with this one. This is number 1. definitely going to need a second coat. So I'll do a few more coats until it's fully green, and then we'll put them into the kitchen. It has been a long time since we've filmed any of those last clips, and the trim is still not in. So I think it's time we do that. The plan is that we're going to glue the trim to the floor rather than the island, because we're very precious about the island, we're not so precious about the floor. Flooring we can replace. Cabinets, we cannot. So I think my plan is to lay them all out in their positions again, and then no more nails them to the floor. They will need a little bit of filler around some of the joining pieces, just because no cut is ever perfect. But I'm going to line them up as best as I can when I glue them down. So now, to glue them into place. I'm a little bit scared. I don't want to do it wrong. But I think a bit of filler can fill any mistakes, right? Yeah, we can fill and sand any of the corners that don't match perfectly. I'll probably put them as close to the island as I can, so they're touching the island, but hopefully not glued to the island. I think that's gonna look pretty good. I'm scared. I don't want to overload it with glue, probably just a little bit of a squiggle, and then carefully, without getting any glue on the cupboard, push it into place, and then just do that all the way around. Okay, scared. Put my big girl pants on, and let's do it. I might try and find something to just spread it around with, just so I can get nice flat without overspilling too much. Is that too much? I don't know. Ah! Came out the front a little bit, so I'll clean that up, but for the next one I might put a little bit less glue. So they are all now well and truly stuck. Like I said, there are a few gaps just where they meet that I'm now just going to fill with filler as smoothly as I can, but then I'm going to come back once the filler's dried, sand that down and paint it back to the green, hopefully just to hide any of the gaps at the meeting points. I'm also going to scratch off any of the overspilled glue and just neaten that up as well. And that is the island trim all done. It took us so long to actually get round to doing this. I want to say it was about a couple of months between putting the floor down and finishing this trim. But it was one of those jobs that, even though I know it wouldn't have taken long, took forever to actually get round to doing. But I'm glad we finally got round to doing it. There are a few last little bits that need to be done in this kitchen, including the tiling, the shelves, giving everything a fresh coat of paint, but they are going to be their own separate videos because there was so much to put all together. So hopefully you like this shorter, kind of concentrated video. Let me know if you did. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the other kitchen renovation videos, and I'll see you in the next one.